So
This is season 4.
We already did season 4.
No, this is still season 4. I think season 4 is sporadic, scattered sporadic.
Okay. See, I can't even keep up. I've been watching, I don't know if you guys know this was fucking best cartoon ever. F is for Family. Bill Burr.
No.
I've already mentioned it. I love that show. On Netflix. Watch it. Even if you don't like Bill Burr as a stand-up comedian, you should watch it.
I'm drinking coffee, and it may or may not have
Bailey's in it. So, Lorax, you've seen F is for Show. I love it.
Well,
because, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Nobody knows, this isn't going to relate to anybody that hasn't seen the show, but every single thing that Bill Burr put in that show,
yeah,
I've been through it. It's so funny. Like, remember when it used to snow and your parents used to take you to, like, the hill to go sledding?
Yeah.
Remember that? Everybody's done that, but it just seems like that's something that would never happen to anybody now.
Right.
God, there's so much stuff, but I was watching it, and I had already seen all of them, but I watched them again because it was a while ago. And
okay. Well, I've been watching Baby Reindeer. I watched Baby Reindeer on Netflix, and I really can. That's a really.
Is that good? I
It's
watched
really
5
good.
minutes. I watched 5 minutes, and I was like, I don't. If I had like some idea of what it's about before I commit to watching it, then I might watch it. But Baby Reindeer, I didn't know what it was about. I watched 5 minutes, so I was like, I'm lost. But if
It's
somebody
for
told
all those people that get taken advantage of in the record business or the entertainment business.
That's what it's about?
Yeah. And it's
really?
like, yeah, because basically he has a stalker, and but throughout her stalking, it takes you into this emotional journey of this comedian who's in the entertainment business. And I don't want to give it all away, but basically it's about like being taken advantage of. And yeah, it's really good. It's like really deep. Like when you really start watching it, you're like, oh shit, this is not what I thought it was. And it's really good.
I didn't know that's what it was about.
It is. I know. The Undertaker outfit. Yeah. So what about if we talk about the single?
Waving.
Did you want to talk about that or no?
I'll talk about anything.
Because I wanted to talk about something that sort of pertains to that, but not really. Like, well, first let's talk about the single. So, I mean, why not, right? Because you just released a single, right? 96 Bitter Beings released a single, and we should just, hey, talk about it, I guess, for a second, right?
Yeah.
What's that
We
say?
can talk about it as much. It's the latest thing to happen. It happened on Friday.
Yeah, it happened, and yeah, today is Tuesday, so it's only a few days old. And it's,
right.
If anybody that doesn't know that was watching this, which is probably odd, if you're watching this, you probably do know, right? But if you don't, you should go on Spotify or YouTube or wherever it is that you listen to music today, and you can listen to a new song that's released by 96 Better Beings, and you should check it out. I've just done watching The Whale with Brendan.
I have that movie. I watched it too. I gotta say, I know that Brandon. People used to say Brendan Fraser. I looked like Brendan Fraser, and I used to get really bummed out about that. So you look like Brendan Fraser. I guess it was that movie where they invade the radio station. I don't know. I used to get Brendan Fraser a lot. But I watched The Whale. Yeah, no, it's I forget what the movie is called. Somebody else tell us.
Yeah.
Airheads. Thank you, Marley. Yeah. But I watched The Whale. I own it. Actually, I bought it, and it's okay. It's too much trying to be Oscar worthy, in my opinion, but it's not bad. It's an okay movie. I'm gonna try the reindeer.
Well, I appreciated that movie. Yeah, I think you should. It's
You
a
saw it?
series. It's a series. Huh?
Oh. I thought you said you watched The Whale.
No, no. I watched The Baby Reindeer. I haven't watched The Whale.
Yeah.
Well, what's everyone doing in the comments? What's I've
I
listened to the
might be out of
original
the
so
loop,
many
but
times,
do
so
you
kind of
still
strange
rock
listening
the
to the version. It's a tremendous single. Okay.
Zach?
Yeah.
I
What
still
I mean,
do
okay, that's a
rock
question.
four string.
That's
What is it?
a fair statement and question. Like, because a lot of people have heard different versions of that song. So what do you think? And that was something that I wanted to talk to you about because the comment sections on anything. Joe Rogan talks about this all the time. Joe Rogan has a podcast, and he's got so many followers on his podcast. Like he tries never to read the comment sections because you can go into a downward spiral of people in the comment sections fighting with each other, and there's of course tons of positive comments and there's negative comments. And I think it's a very interesting subject for people that are creating social media content, which we are on Smunday, for example.
Are you talking
When
about
people
the
write
Flesh
in
and a Gear
comments,
single?
what's that?
Are you talking about the Flesh and a Gear single?
Well, I was talking about the Flesh into Gear single, and then I diverted the conversation into the comment section for creators of social media or podcasts or anything, because I think when people have comments, it's very important for the algorithm to like spread the content. So it's not a bad thing. But what are your views on, like, do you pay attention to the comments, or do you kind of let them live and maybe try not to pay attention? I know Joe Rogan, for example, he doesn't pay attention to the comments because it would drive him crazy if he was reading his comments
What are you
on his
talking about?
podcast.
Comments.
Well, like, for example, if we end this show and it goes on your Instagram page, people could comment about this show, and they could say whatever they want in the comment section.
That's true.
So do you read the comments?
I don't read comments.
Okay.
Actually,
that's good.
on my Instagram, like on my social media, I definitely read the comments. I read comments on Facebook, and you know, Maddie, that I don't even know how to answer. Like, somebody sends me a message on Instagram, I don't even know how to respond. Now I figured it out. Because I have a lot of people saying, Deron, I messaged you on Instagram, and like, what the fuck, dude? I'm waiting for your reply. I'm like, I didn't know. Like, I'm not a social media person, so I don't know how to answer. But the only comments I pay attention to are on my social media, which is Instagram and Facebook. I have a Twitter, but I don't know how to use it, so I am very, what they called me, somebody at the record company, Monty Connor, calls me a Luddite motherfucker. Luddite. Liddite. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And it's basically somebody that doesn't keep up with technology. I don't. I'm here making sure that I wave to everybody.
So Visual Delusion wrote something interesting. He said, I see a lot of dumb comments on the Nuclear Blast 96 BB post. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, no matter what we do, whether we do a Smunday show or release music, there's always going to be people that have an opinion. And I think it's brilliant for them to do that. And it's not always going to be positive. It's going to be negative and positive. And then within that, people are going to fight with each other.
Well,
what I'm saying is,
back in the
otherwise,
day, CKY, like, we were one of the first bands to, like, have, like, an internet thing where, and it took me a long time to even master that. But, when the internet started, I had about five years experience, and then we went on to, like, Ask CKY, and there was, like, a lot of, like, fucked up shit on there that we would ignore. Like, I wish you were all dead. I hate you. You guys suck. You know.
Sure. Exactly.
Jess
Stuff
can't
like
play
that.
drums. Jess can't play drums. Darren can't play guitar.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And you just ignore that stuff because they want you to answer that. But, you know, what really freaks me out is like when I see that shit, because I don't look for that stuff about me, because I don't care what people think about me or whatever. But I was watching something that Dave Mustaine did, and it was a really, really cool. Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. I love him. You know, I have issues with shit he's done in the past, and I've called him out on some stuff, and that was before, you know, fucking with people on the internet was overplayed, but or out. You know, it's not. It doesn't work anymore. But like, it was like something that was like posted that Dave Mustaine did, and it was on Facebook, which is, you know, where I sometimes comment, but people were like ripping them apart. I'm just like, this is a band that they love, you know. Megadeth is a band that these people love, and they're just like ripping them apart. And then today I saw a post about James Hetfield and his divorce with his wife that he's been married to for 20 years. It's like, you know, people are calling him a drunk and all that stuff, and like just saying horrible things about him. And, you know, I used to relish and love when people said like negative things about me, and that's like something that that's time I wish I could have had back, because they're all fans and they write this shit so that you respond to it. Yeah. So that's why I stopped reading anything about myself. And, you know, on Facebook and Instagram, you know, I'll talk to people, and like people will have like an opinion that, you know, usually I respond to comments that are from people that are uninformed about things. Like, I don't know. Deron plays bass. He doesn't play guitar. And I'll be like, actually, I play guitar. Like, stuff like that. But, you know.
Actually, you play bass, too.
I do play bass, but in a band.
You play drums.
I play drums.
And you sing. And you play keyboards.
So do you.
Well, we're talking about you.
Isn't it so hard to be us?
Exactly. A lot of times fans think that if they say something mean, there's a higher chance you'll respond. Exactly. Well, people want attention, I guess. That's one reason.
And let me tell Zach a story. And I'm so glad Zach 2020 posted that, because let me tell both of you a story. And Maddie, I think you probably already heard this story, but when the internet first started, it was before many of you were born. It was the Miller family household. I was still living at home with my parents. 1995, I think we got our first computer. And AOL, America Online, which I still have my America Online email, and that's what I still use to this day. xcampkillx@aol.com. And I was a computer whiz. I got to be one like really quick. I learned about it. I learned about AOL and all that stuff. The reason I don't know anything now, and I'm a Luddite or a Luddite or whatever it is because I haven't kept up with the technology. But I knew a lot about the technology when the internet first started. Although Huey Asnan taught me about eBay, which was like 97 or something like that. But that's a different story. But very quickly.
Somebody put your email in the chat.
What?
Visual Delusion, put your email in the chat.
Everybody knows it. It's xcamp. Look at any version. Look at the gold tape. It says to contact oil. To contact oil, email xcampkillx or at AOL.
So it's
it hasn't changed.
One.
That's very
AOL.
old. It's fucking 1997 would put us, almost 25 years, maybe 27. I don't know. But what was I saying? I forget.
So continue about
Okay, so AOL Instant Messenger was the thing. So I remember thinking, God, I can get in touch with like my favorite musicians, you know. And I remember like I found out like people that I idolized and I was really into. I remember I contacted a lot of my favorite musicians because everything I liked was underground, so they were, you know, available to me. I'm still waving. And James Murphy, and I told him this story too. I would say, James, what's up? And he wouldn't reply. And I'd be like, you're the best guitar player ever. And he wouldn't reply. And then they're like, your last solo album sucked. And then all of a sudden, I would get he started to respond to me. And it was like, those were the early days of chat rooms and all that stuff. Say something negative, you're going to get, an argument. And it still goes on today, and I can't believe it. It's ridiculous. But,
right.
Yeah, if you want, like you were saying, if you want a reaction, say something negative. So.
Yeah. I would say, though.
A lot of people are saying stuff in here. If you really want, I'll go back to the way I thought circa 1997, and I'll respond to somebody that has a really offensive question for us. But there's no
please do. But at the same time,
send me something nasty. Send me. Tell me that my eyes are too big.
Send us something nasty. We can check it out. But if you want to write a negative comment, you can do whatever you want. Of course, you have the right to do whatever you want. But if you follow it up with like an explanation of why it's negative, that would actually be a little bit more. You would have a little bit more credit if you wanted to say why you have something negative to say. Also, that would be a little bit better. But not everybody wants to do that. They just want to say something negative and then just hit send. So
that's fine.
Or positive. Like if you have something positive to say, you should say like why. Like if it's like great song, well that's cool. But like if you wanted to give a little bit more like why is it a great song too? Because maybe other people would be interested in why you think it's a great song. But you don't have to, of course. You could just say great song too, and that's fine. I like to make people feel good and important. Well, because you're Dylan and you're awesome. And that's basically why.
Yeah, doing this re-record album and releasing it, it was done 2 years ago, so it's weird. But I know people have a lot of passion about re-recording stuff. I personally love stuff that's re-recorded. I don't know a band that hasn't re-recorded, but Kiss did an album, I think it was in 2008, where they re-recorded a lot of like their classic tracks. Of course, it was all like the shit they played in concert. Like, as a Kiss fan, I would like to hear, if Kiss was gonna re-record stuff, I would have liked to hear like some obscure stuff. But it was just like all the predictable stuff, and it didn't sound anywhere near as good as the originals. But I grew up with the originals, so everybody's gonna. A lot of people don't like re-recorded material, and a lot of people do like re-recorded material, and it's just that's just the way it is. I love doing it. I love re-recording the songs. It was a good time. It was done with a lineup that I no longer have. Thank God.
Yeah, but that's part of the story. That's part of the story. As the story
part
goes,
of the band's history. It's going to be interesting to about.
Exactly. And now what you got going on is Thomas is over here working very diligently on some really cool things. So now there's a different story going on, and that's cool.
You guys are working. That's what's cool about you and Thomas, is that you guys, Maddie, I know you like to work hard, and obviously I know Thomas likes to work hard, but Now we're going to grab a fourth person, and I'm going to make sure that they like to work hard before I just say, "You're in, buddy. You're awesome." So, yeah, there's that to consider.
Yeah, it's important. It's
Dave,
important to find people that want to work.
Sadak. I want Dave Sadak on guitar, on second guitar.
Who is
lead
that?
Guitar. Dave Sadak, he introduced me to esoteric guitars. He played
Dave.
on, and then
I know Dave.
You know
I've done a live stream with him.
Yeah.
He's a nice
You know him.
guy.
Yeah,
he's
cool.
awesome.
He's awesome. He's super busy now. But I asked him, I was like, "You want to play on the next 96 record?" And he was like, "Well, I'm busy. I have a kid on the way. I got to ask him if that kid has arrived yet." I think his wife is still pregnant, but I would love to have him on second guitar in our band because he's amazing. And we talked about it.
And he's a very nice guy. And
he works hard.
Said his name. I've spoken to him many times, and that guy is a very nice guy.
He's a very nice guy, and he's a hard worker.
Nice guys are always very good. Nice people are very important. Actually, that's a very good quality.
Yeah, sometimes, but when you spend enough time with somebody, you realize, whether they're nice to try to be nice or if they're really nice. Dave Sadak has been in my life for 8 years, and he's just amazing. He's just amazing. He hooked me up with esoteric guitars. I hired him for Foreign Objects. We did some shows. He played on the Foreign Objects album, Galactic Parade. He's really cool, really personable. I want to get him on guitar, second guitar, to fill out this lineup. But we'll see. He texted me the other day and he was like, "Let's talk about it. Let's do it." So it might be premature information, but we'll see if it works out.
Well, you're spilling the tea, as they say. They're spilling the tea. I'm spilling the coffee.
Spilling the beans.
You're spilling the tea.
I don't even think Dave knows that I would be talking about this at this time. Yeah, no baby, baby Mags, no baby mama drama. Nice. Yeah, it is all baby mama drama. I hate that term, baby daddy, baby mama, so fucking much. I don't know why I hate it so much, but when somebody says, "My baby mama isn't here," it's like, ugh, like my baby's mother. Just say my baby's mother. Because when you say baby mama, you're trying to make it look like it's a legitimate title for the mother or father of your child. And it's my stupid opinion. I just think it sounds silly. My baby mama. My baby mama. Yeah, but it was baby mama problems. We lost Sean and we lost Ken because their baby mamas wouldn't let them tour, and that's just one of many reasons. But it's just I hate those terms. My baby my baby daddy. It's like my baby. It's not even correct English. I'm a grammar nut. I like the English language, so I guess. It doesn't bother me that somebody, refers to the mother of their child as your baby's mother, but like baby mama is just like grammatically horrible.
Well, that's it.
Me being a lyricist, I'm a lyricist, so I like proper English, but it just cheapens the whole thing. My baby mama don't want me to tour.
That's a suggestion that I would recommend to anybody that's going to type comments specifically on Deron's page. Just try to keep in mind that if you spell it right, he's more susceptible to like reading it and replying to you, because I know from experience, I spell horribly, and like Deron's always calling me out. Well, he used to. Now he's probably just doesn't care anymore. But I always feel like I'm like, oh man, am I spelling this right? Because Deron's going to read it and he's going to be like, what? It's so true.
I am a grammar freak. I don't know why. I didn't even do good English. I remember when I was a freshman in high school, I remember my teacher, it was my fourth marking period, and it was my last marking period to make up and pass the class because I had an F the first marking period, F second, and F third. And I remember my English teacher saying, "Are you going to get a D this marking period? Because then I could probably pass you." And I didn't. I got an F. But it's funny because English, I probably argued with her at some point using better words than she did. But, you know, there's a term for people that are self-educated. I forget what it is. Somebody, if you could help me with that, that would be really, really.
What happens now? Like, what if you just have like an iPhone and ChatGPT 4 and you're in school? Like, doesn't that just do all your work for you?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Didn't you just
I don't know if
take
you'd be allowed to do
other
that.
people's homework? In fifth grade, I did. I took my bully's homework. I was bullied a lot in elementary and middle school. So my way of getting back at them, because I was not developed through puberty, people that bullied me, I would take their homework. If they were in my class, I would take their homework, erase their name, and put mine. But that only happened like 3 or 4 times. And that was in 5th, 6th grade maybe. I don't know. But it's a good way to get back at bullies. Tell your kids, if you have kids and they're getting bullied, tell them to steal their bully's homework and hand it in as their own, if they're in that class. That's what worked for me a couple times. Yeah, it sucks. Prodigal. Madball and Sick of It All are dope. Glad someone else here is into that stuff too. I love the Bad Brains, and I've seen Madball support Sick of It All. Wow. I remember
Matt Sheehan is here.
I remember Madball from 1994. Is that right? Because we got signed to Roadrunner.
Matthew Citronbaum is here. Lots of Matts. All the Matts just joined.
Yeah.
Big ups to all the Matts. Represent.
Let's represent the Matts. All you Matthews out there.
We are the coolest.
Come on in and speak out.
So, okay, what else is going on? So the single is out. I mean, you know, what's going on with Malevolent? You've done some tours. You have some, I don't know, do you have anything coming up that we can talk about, or what's going on with that?
I've done more touring in the last 2 years than in my entire life. We're supposed to go to Mexico on the 17th, 18th, and 19th with Malevolent. I'm supposed to go with them. We haven't gotten our flight info yet, so I don't know if that's happening.
Okay.
And then, you know, we're just waiting to find out some dates that we could go on. I'm just distracted because I'm trying to pay attention to 2 things.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments too.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Will there be more singles before the whole thing comes out? I don't know. I think they wanted to do Flesh in the Gear first. And I know Thomas did another video for Flesh, right?
I did too.
You did what?
I
didn't hear that.
I also did it with him.
You did it too? I want to get that one out too, because when the first one came out, I was like, what does this have to do with Flesh in the Gear? And they're like, well, you know, it's eye candy. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but I know what it means. But it doesn't have anything to do with the video, but it doesn't matter. Videos are videos. I've been a part of much worse music videos. Yeah,
but Thomas had everything all set up, so I went down there and I just did some things with him, and now he's editing and everything. Like I said, he's working diligently.
He did a drum video, right? A drum performance video I saw up.
Yeah, and I did one with him.
Oh, you're in it too? I didn't see it. I just actually, before we started, I saw it on Facebook that there was a video, and I shared it, but I didn't know it was a full video.
Well, I don't know what I don't know what I can and cannot say. So I'm just leave it at that. Like there's something
it's hard to
happening.
say. Like, what can we say? Not say?
I don't know what I'm not saying nothing anymore.
Yeah,
this is
we just have
ridiculous.
to wait. Yeah, you know, we still have to wait till things are officially released before we could say anything about them, even though we know everything about them.
I don't even know. No.
That's a good question. When was the last time you were recognized in public? 818 badass asked me.
Well, everybody recognizes me when I walk around because they see I'm a human being, and they're like, "That is a person walking by me."
Right.
And you know.
You know what he means, though. Maddie, do you remember staying at my house?
Yeah.
You remember my neighborhood, right?
Yeah, I just put up a video that we did, like a Smunday that we did when I was at your house the first time when I was wearing your tacky Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
Because because your house is cool as shit and your neighborhood's badass. If I'm allowed to say that.
What was your impression of my neighborhood? I never got to ask you that.
I love your neighborhood.
But talk about it.
I fell in love. I was buying your neighborhood red wine, and I was like trying to date your neighborhood. No, I'm serious.
Well, because I've had several guests in the last 2 years. I've had several guests sleep on that pull-out couch.
Yeah.
And you know what pull-out couch I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And Phil Bowman stayed at my house like a week and a half ago. You know Phil Bowman, right? He's doing a Netflix series. So he's out in LA, and he's directing a Netflix series. And it's funny because I knew him when he was like 17, 18.
Yes.
He used to come to CKY shows and all that, and I was like, you know what? You're gonna be big. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, Phil's cool.
And he became, he's amazing British guy.
I like Phil. I like that Dave guy that you just mentioned earlier. I like all these gentlemen that you're talking about. Yeah. They're very nice gentlemen.
You make a lot of friends when you've been in a band for 25 years, and we've made a lot of friends.
Yeah, but it's important to make good friends with good people, like, you know.
Yeah, and I was, it's just interesting because with Phil Bowman, he's helped me out.
From England.
He's helped me out with so much shit, from requesting some comedy to watch, from, filming CKY videos. Like, he used to videotape us live, and he's done a lot of videos for us. He's the one that did he showed me this.
Where Are We Now?
Yeah. He came over, and we were having drinks, and he was like, "Have you seen the Where Are You Now video?" And I was like, "What?" And he put it on, and I was like, "Yeah, I've seen this, but not since it was filmed." And we watched it, and we were laughing, and now he's directing.
We all looked so young in that video.
Yeah, we were all much younger. It was interesting, and he's like, and he's doing really well for himself. And we were talking. We went to the Rainbow Room. First, we went to the whiskey. I know. We went to the whiskey with Matt Sheehan, and we watched some bands, and then we went over to the Rainbow Room.
You guys are... Matt Sheehan is hanging out and getting to do cool stuff too. You guys, whatever, man. That's cool. That's cool, man. That's all cool.
Jealous.
Hey, I just wanted to say that this is off subject, but I was watching this Joe Rogan podcast the other day, as I normally do, and he was saying that brain damage is something that can happen from almost anything, and he was saying even headbanging. He was saying that people that headbang are susceptible to PST and brain damage and stuff. So if I say anything weird or act a little goofy sometimes, I think it's because I have severe brain damage, and I have to get checked out.
Could be possible.
It is.
I love headbanging. There's no other possible reaction to being on stage that I could do than headbanging.
But
let me tell you, if I had brain damage from headbanging, I don't think I'd be able to point it out.
I guess.
I might.
I think I have some minor then, because I did some the other day with Thomas, which I don't know what I can talk about, and I feel a little loopy.
I love headbanging. It's a natural reaction. It's my favorite. I love to do it. It's not. I don't do it for the crowd. It's just a natural reaction to the music I'm
playing. They need to make a meme. They need to make a meme of you headbanging. There should be a meme of you
there
headbanging,
probably is.
right?
Well, there
Might
probably
be
is.
already, yeah.
Yeah.
If there isn't, somebody should make one.
I've never suffered any injuries. It doesn't hurt my neck. It doesn't hurt my body. I've had no brain hemorrhage.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's just that if I'm brain damaged, then I probably wouldn't feel those
you wouldn't
things. So
even know it, right? My memory is a little shot.
I'm a little concerned about that, to be honest. Joe Rogan is no expert, so I mean, you can't listen to what he's saying. But I was like, oh no, because he was like Angus. He said he was like Angus Young must be so brain damaged and I'm thinking like, yeah, but I don't know. I think
why would
Deron
headbanging cause
way more than him?
I love Joe Rogan, but I don't know why headbanging would cause brain damage.
Well, that's what he was saying.
Brain is protected inside your skull.
Yeah. So I hope he's wrong.
Marcus Hook update. Well, I've been demoing songs. I demoed some stuff like maybe a month ago. Maddie wrote an awesome song, and I'll spoil it. It's called Eat a Stranger. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but we will have
one of the songs on Marcus Hook is called Eat a Stranger. And it's about the Donner Party, which you have to look up. But yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it. Yeah, Corpse Grinder, George. George from Cannibal Corpse is like the most insane headbanger. And your hair makes it look more extreme than it is, but that's why you grow the hair.
Chris Barnes.
Chris Barnes.
Remember, we've had this discussion in the van when you and Thomas were talking about like these guys that are in metal bands or whatever, and I'm just like, Chris Barnes.
How do you know about Chris Barnes? How do you know about Chris Barnes?
Because I saw Cannibal Corpse and 6 Feet Under at the Troc in like 1998.
They played together?
Yes.
That is crazy. That's like 90s. That's like 96 Bitter Beans and CKY playing together. Because it's kind of that situation.
That would be we'd have to put the dressing rooms on either side of the venue.
It'd be interesting. I would love to be in that kind of surprising situation where somebody says, Deron, playing the show tonight. You guys are playing the show tonight. We're like, okay. CKY's playing with you guys. Be like, I would love to be that nervous again where I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I haven't been that affected emotionally in a long time. It'd be interesting.
The thought of that is like, it's got this exciting vibe, which is like...
It'd be interesting. And all of a sudden, I can't hear anybody. Can you hear me?
Hear you.
Oh, okay. Now I can hear you. Okay.
I know Chris Barnes played he was singing in both bands, or he made a guest appearance in them. So I don't know.
No, what happened was, and this was back when there was a music business. Cannibal Corpse was working on their 5th album, Vile, with Chris Barnes as their vocalist.
Right.
But Chris Barnes had also announced that he wanted to do a new project with Alan West from Obituary called 6 Feet Under. And I don't want to say Cannibal Corpse is kind of like jealous of that. I think they probably were concerned that Chris wouldn't have enough time to do both because his main band was Cannibal Corpse. So when they went in to do Vile, their 5th album, that was supposed to be with Chris Barnes came in and like he wasn't like prepared. Like he had the lyrics ready, or the band had written the lyrics, but he just obviously didn't do the work on putting those vocals to the Vile album. So they were like, what the fuck? Like, I guess they came to we're talking about kids that were like 25 years old, and they were probably like, well, I know that some of this is true, but they were like, you want to start a side project, but you don't even work enough on your main project. And that's one of the issues I had with Ken, is that he wanted to start a new project, but we couldn't even work together once a week on his main project. So,
okay.
But that's what happened with Cannibal Corpse, and then like Chris went on to do 6 Feet Under, and Cannibal Corpse continued with George Corpse Grinder. But I just want to know how you know about Chris Barnes.
Because somebody asked me to go to a concert in 1998, and they said it was this guy Joe, a friend of mine back in high school, Joe. He had tickets. And he was like, "Maddie, will you go with me?" And I was like, "Sure." And I didn't know what I was getting into.
I know you said you went to see at the Trop Cannibal and 6 Feet Under, and I know that's really weird because it's like they're not. I guess they weren't enemies, but they toured together. They were, they were mature enough. They were mature enough in their 20s to stay friends with what should be an enemy. And so, nowadays it would be an enemy, but they were mature enough to stay friends.
It just so happened that it was
why Chris Barnes? Like, why do you remember Chris Barnes out of all the death metal people?
Okay, here's why. Because at the time on MTV, Rob Zombie was very big, and it was right when he got into his solo thing.
Yeah.
And when I saw Chris Barnes on stage, he reminded me of Rob Zombie, and ever since then, I always think of him as Rob Zombie, Chris Barnes.
The dreadlock.
Dreadlocks.
I'm not a fan of 6 Feet Under, but I love Chris Barnes. And I
thought he was good. He was a good frontman.
Yeah, he's a great frontman. And I love Cannibal Corpse, but the last song that I really, really liked from Cannibal Corpse is Sadistic Embodiment, which was on the Skeletal Domain album, which is maybe almost 10 years old, probably. So I like Cannibal Corpse's music, but like I love their music. I just wish that there was a song that I could love.
Well, the only thing I know about Cannibal Corpse is Chris Barnes and Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Right. Yeah, and that really helped them. That movie really,
I think
really
so.
helped Cannibal Corpse.
And that's for somebody like me, like people that don't know that band know it because of that movie.
And by the way, Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse is probably the greatest bass player of all fucking time. And the only person that I would put up against him is Jesse Jolly, who's in Malevolent Creation right now, who can play just as well, if not better. I have to spend more time with him. But Jesse on bass is fucking ridiculous. He's like, and of course, it doesn't mean fast you could play, the better you are. No, but he also does the slow shit really groovy and really good. And, you can't go like this if you can't go like this. So,
Jim Carrey personally asked Cannibal Corpse to be in that movie. If that's true, that's interesting.
Yeah, Jim Carrey went on Arsenio Hall, and he's like, "Do you know these bands like Napalm Death and Carcass and Cannibal Corpse?" It's like the only time anybody ever mentioned underground metal on a mainstream TV show.
That's cool. That's cool, I guess.
Deron, when is Malevolent Creation possible coming to Finland? You want to answer that, Maddie?
Well, you can ask
we were
Thomas
just
about
there.
That. Oh, yeah,
we were just...
That's right. Duh. Yeah, you guys. The band was just in Finland like a year ago?
7 months.
7 months ago. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's been 7 months.
I know.
Crazy.
But that's crazy. What it is. Time every day. Arsenio Hall had
Angeline. Carrie did a children's music album with Paul Masvidal, Cynic. I didn't know.
Wow, interesting.
I definitely got to check that out. I know that Paul Mazurkiewicz from Cannibal just did a stand-up. He just started stand-up comedy. Anybody know anything about that?
No, I don't. But it would be cool if we could get Jim Carrey to join us on one of the Smundays, and we can talk to him about his love for these bands.
I would love to talk to Jim Carrey. My brother idolizes Jim Carrey. First of all, my brother looks exactly like Jim Carrey. My brother can imitate Jim Carrey, imitating other people. Amazing. My brother can imitate Jim Carrey, imitating other people. It's amazing. You'd have to see it to believe it. But I have a Jim Carrey story, and my phone's going to die. I went to a premiere of a Jim Carrey movie, and it was a serious one. Now, if anybody can tell me, like, a serious movie that he did maybe in 2004, I would remember the name of it. But I went to the premiere, and everybody was in there, and I went with one of my managers, Erin, and I said, I got to take a piss. She's like, you can't go now. The movie's about to start. It's disrespectful. And I was like, well, I have to piss. I have to go. So I got up, and I ran into the bathroom. I tried to make it back before the movie started. And coming out of the bathroom while I was running was Jim Carrey, and I slammed into him. And I was like, dude, I am so sorry. I didn't even recognize him. He was like, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. And I was like, I just met my brother's idol. Meanwhile, he's been meeting all my idols. He's been running into Gene Simmons for years. He's been running into Paul Stanley for years. And it's just funny because my brother has never been anywhere close to Jim Carrey, and I pretty much almost fucking dropped him on his ass running to the bathroom as he was coming out. And my brother has, like, runs into Paul Stanley and serves him dinner, you know, waited Paul Stanley's table. What would you like to eat? You know, it's just funny how it worked out that way. But yeah. But what's the name of that movie? It's not Eternal Sunshine. God, no, not Cable Mighty. I think it was Bruce Almighty.
Somebody said Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, Prodigal Son said Bruce Almighty. Thank you. I think that's it. Yeah, I think it was Bruce Almighty. It was him doing a serious film. I was watching MC in Tampere, but I thought MC get EU tour again this year. Yeah, we were there. I don't know if I think we're coming back to the UK in September. You know, I'm traveling more than I ever did, and it's amazing because I hate traveling. I'm not a sightseer, but I like to be working and I like to be playing in front of crowds no matter what. So I'm happy to be in two bands and working. Maddie, what's up with Andy? Are you doing something with Andy?
I was, but he had to pull out of the tour, so that tour's not happening now. So until I can get more info, that's what I got. But they've already started like reimbursing people's tickets and stuff. So it's
what happened? Why did he pull out? Can you say?
I'm not really sure, but I know it's not a health issue or anything. So if that was somebody's concerned, it's not that. So he's in Spain and he's supposed to give me a call. We'll probably talk about it. And if I get any more info, I'll let everybody know. But that, it is what it is. Tours get canceled and tours get booked. That's what happens.
That's what's going on right now, especially like 2020s.
Oh yeah, of course.
But, it's so hard.
It's
so hard for rock and roll right now. We're still waiting to see. We were supposed to come to Australia this year. It probably won't be till next year, but
yeah,
it'll happen. And when it happens, it'll be exciting and it'll be cool, and we'll have a really good show set up for everybody. And we'll do the U.S. again, and we'll finally make it over to the U.K. Yeah. Do you ever go to horror events with Felissa? Absolutely. Many. She's my wife. The venues for Andy's UK dates were unusual. TBF.
To be frank, I guess
Oh.
that means.
Oh. Well, I hope. I don't know. Did he?
Just reading
Did
the
you guys?
comments.
All right, met you in Australia in 2006. Awesome.
New Zealand too. I love New Zealand.
Yeah, we went to. Was it you? I don't remember who was in the band. You didn't go to Australia with us, did you? I think you did.
Yeah, I went with you guys twice.
Yeah, we've been.
And Murray went the one time too.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't remember these things if I didn't have people to talk about it with. You know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are like, man, my dream is to like leave the United States. My dream is to not leave the United States. I hate traveling, but being in a band, you know, it's worth it because you get to go all over the place. And this last year, I've been to places I've never been, never thought I'd been.
Yeah, you were in South America.
Didn't even know the names of a lot of these places. It was crazy, but you know, it's fun to go and go to places. For me, it's just like marking them off of a globe. Like, been there, been there, been there, been there.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, I don't appreciate it as much as somebody. I mean, not the shows. Like, I love doing the shows, but I don't appreciate traveling as much as somebody that would really like to do that. You know, travel.
Yeah.
So,
that's the
interesting.
Footage of Philly show ever going to come out. I think it was recorded. Well, there's a lot of stuff that is on YouTube from people's phones.
Yeah, you just got to go online.
Yeah.
You got to go to YouTube.
That was a good show for sure. And so was the
we
Harvard and Stone show in LA seems to be a popular one. Everybody keeps talking about that. But frankly, all the shows were really good. So
they were good. The Philly show was awesome. I got to see a lot of my old friends. I got to see,
my mom was there.
Your mom was there.
Novak and Rab were there. Novak actually sent Thomas a comment saying that like he was super stoked about the new song, which was nice. That was nice.
That was cool.
He didn't have to do that.
And
so everybody likes the new single that I.
The first drummer of my first band was there, which it was cool to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go check out Flesh in the Gear, the re-recording if you haven't heard it.
Well, let's end the stream at that, on a good note. Check out the song, and we will, because my battery's starting to. Well, actually, you started the stream, but my battery's starting to go, so I'm gonna get out of here. But check out the new song if you haven't already.
Yeah, it's been an hour. We did an hour Smunday here. Thank you guys for coming in. Check out the Flesh in the Gear video on Spotify. Is it on Spotify? I don't even know. I don't have Spotify.
It should be on all the major streaming platforms.
All the streaming shit. Check out the playthrough video. I did a playthrough video with Matt Sheehan that'll be up soon. I know Thomas and Matty, you guys did a playthrough video.
We did.
And then there's a second video coming out for anybody that doesn't like the video. I gotta be honest, the video I don't really like that much. The label.
Oh, I think, well, if it's the one that I've seen, I would have to beg to differ. I think it's okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Everybody has different opinions.
But,
to me, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't have much to do with the song, but that's just my opinion. But whatever.
I know what you mean. It's all Gucci-o.
Everybody,
I'm not.
Just what? It's just music. It's very important to music. Is very important to me. It's my life. I make music, but you know what? I don't take my music that seriously anymore. Enjoy it. We're gonna keep making music. Maddie and I will never stop making music. We're in this band till the end, hopefully, unless Maddie says, "Oh, Deron, you looked at me weird. I'm quitting." Something like whatever. But maybe I might, give up one day.
I will always. No.
We're always going to do music.
I'll always play. I'm just happy to keep making my own music, just like Darren Miller makes music as well. I'm
Never
happy
gonna
to
stop.
have that. Yeah. So whether it's with you or with me, it doesn't matter. Like, always got to keep going, right?
Yeah. But 96, I think that once we get a new guitar player, who I hope it's Dave Sadock, but it's up to him. When we have that stable lineup of professional people, I think that I would like to think that we could ride this band for years and then till the end. Because
Yeah.
lineup changes are affecting every band right now, and it's annoying and it's difficult, and everybody takes sides and all that stuff. But I've said my point, all my shit about my side of all that stuff. I always put out my side and I tell the truth, but we'll see what happens. But I would like this to be the 96 Bear Beings lineup. Me, you, Thomas, and Dave Sadock. If Dave Sadock doesn't want to do it, that's cool, but I want to try to talk him into it. Maybe, we'll see what happens. But he's a great guy and a great guitar player, and he did really good solos on Galactic Prey, the Foreign Objects record, and